Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Why I Love Flagler County, your local podcast spotlighting local businesses and local residents on what they love about being a part of Flagler County. So, today I'm super excited to have my guest, Miss Lauren, with us today. Lauren, thank you so much for the time today. I'm really excited.
Thank you for having me. It's such an honor. I'm excited too. I
Uh,
appreciate the
yeah.
invite and
Mhm.
I'm excited to get to join your podcast.
Yeah, well, Lauren and I have known each other, I want to say for a little bit now, because she's at the local BNI chapter, in Palm Coast, and then she's also part of my dad's group. So we've been seeing each other pretty much every morning at 7:30 a.m., which is just a
Yes.
very interesting time to see people, I think. And also at BNI, which is 7:30 a.m. So that's like the raw, unfiltered version of ourselves, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to kind of dive a little bit into what she's doing because she's doing some really great things down here in Palm Coast, and she's really, really amazing to spotlight the story. But first, why don't we get started and tell me a little bit about your journey coming here to Palm Coast?
So my journey to Palm Coast was actually it happened kind of the universe told me where to go, let's say. We were living in New York and we ended up deciding to move to Florida. My mom has a house down in the peninsula in Daytona. And so we just wanted to be driving distance to her. And we had been house searching during COVID. So everything was a bit crazy and a lot of cash offers going in. So we bid on like 12 different houses all down the east coast of Florida, got rejected on all of them. I mean, I was bidding on houses we weren't seeing. My husband was on a plane at one point. He got off the plane. And I was like, we just bid on a house. And he's like, great, send me the link, I guess. And we were just like really trying to get down here. So we landed in Palm Coast, finally got an offer accepted, and we had never been here. But when we go to different areas or where, just in our own community where we feel very fortunate, like I feel like this is the perfect place for us, for our family. And I go to some other places, and it's nothing against those places, but like you go to Orlando and like the traffic is crazy and the Wi-Fi is awful and there's no and I'm just like, if we landed here, it would have been terrible because it just would have been stressful. And now I just feel like we are so fortunate to have landed in exactly the right place for us. And I honestly never want to leave. So I'm really
Yeah.
excited about being here. I wish I did it sooner.
That's so awesome. Well, I'm so glad you were able to find like kind of the perfect place for you and your family. Because, like you said, not every city works for everyone. We need to be in our own communities because that's where we're going to thrive. You might not like
Yeah.
Orlando, some people do. That's just how it is. But Palm Coast is perfect for you guys, and you guys found it. So there you go.
I wish we had a closer airport. It's my only complaint,
That's
but
a very fair one.
I'll take
Yeah.
the drive.
Sometimes it's not so bad, but yeah, Daytona is not the easiest. Like it doesn't have all the flights that you need.
Yeah.
And Orlando is just so big. It's like it's 90 minutes, but you have to block off like an extra hour and a half, and you're like, wow, this is a long
I
drive
hit
to get
traffic. You have to be prepared for that drive for sure.
traffic,
Yeah.
like if you have to park your car, the shuttle, if like my brother's 16, but like even like before, like when me and my brother were younger, my parents like we have to block off time to get food and all these things. It's fun.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
yeah, well, why don't you tell me a little bit or share a little bit about your story on opening your pet sitting business here in Palm Coast because it started a little bit differently in New York is my memory.
Yeah. So I had a pet sitting business in New York, and the focus on the services was different. I primarily did doggy daycare there. And then COVID happened, and everybody stopped going to work, stopped going on vacation. So they really didn't have a need for me anymore. Their pets stayed home with them, and I ended up finding a remote job out of necessity, and that was great. And I moved down here and I thought, oh, well, let me put some feelers out, because really I hadn't been doing it for like a year and a half, 2 years. And I was like, I thought it was a thing of the past and I was so sad, but I was like, okay, new chapter. What are you going to do? And I didn't know a single soul in Palm Coast when I moved here. So I had put a few feelers out there on the internet and I kept getting um, people calling me to pet sit, and I was getting pretty busy. I was doing both things, and I was like, oh well, this is great. And there was, when I was doing my remote work, it was contract jobs, so they had a very specific start and end date, and my previous contract had ended a few months prior to, and I was just pet sitting. And then I got invited to BNI by Tammy Napolitano. And I was just like a couple weeks short of starting a new contract. And I went to BNI and I just saw the energy and all these amazing business people. And, while we didn't have similar businesses, I really felt like I could learn from them. And they just had just the best energy, and I was like, why am I going back to this? Like, I need to go all in on me again and
Right.
do what I love. And that's exactly what I did. But BNI was the thing that was like the changing point. um
Oh,
just seeing that, it's possible. There's all these people around here to me to give advice and, connect you with people, even because that was the thing. I was having that happen, but when you have more people to help you do those things, it happens a lot quicker, and it's a much easier transition. So I
definitely.
joined and I've never looked back, and it's been amazing. It's been over 2 years now. I've
Wow.
been in BNI and definitely all in on pet sitting. So
I love that. How many
yeah.
members were in BNI when you joined?
When I joined, there were about 60, and
Oh,
now we're up
really?
over 80. So
Wow.
there's definitely been some growth just since I've been there, and it's only been probably about 2.5 years. So
That's awesome.
it's been awesome.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people who are in the group, they've been in the group for a while, which I think is another testament to
Yeah.
the group. Sometimes it's easy to be like, oh, we have a big group, but if everyone's there, only been there like 2 days, it's like, okay, well, what does that kind of say? But if I
Some
know
people
there
have
are
been there
people
like
there like,
10 plus years, which is like,
yeah, I know.
it's
Like, I know Tim
crazy.
Kennelly's been there for like the whole time. Chris
Yeah. He
Fritta,
started
John
it, I think.
Gilberry.
Yeah.
Yeah, just an amazing group of people. Um,
Yeah. Absolutely.
yeah. When it comes to pet sitting, I know that it's something that, everyone cares so much about their pets, even if they have children, it's like their extra child. And
Yeah.
so to put that trust into you, what are some of the things that, I mean, does it really touch you? Are there some things that you love to do to be like, thank you for, trusting me with such something like that?
It's definitely an honor when people trust me with their pets, because I have pets myself, and it's really hard. They are our children, and to leave them or to even leave your home to a stranger. And I develop these relationships over time, and I feel like me and my clients get to know each other very well. But at first we start off as strangers. So, it's not always easy or comfortable, but at the same time, people need to go away to see their families. Hopefully it's not an emergency situation, but sometimes it is. So I stay in really good contact with everyone. I send them pictures. I do have we always have backup just for life situations in our lives that could possibly come up, or if a client has something that comes up and it's very last minute, most of the time we're able to have at least one person jump in that they're already familiar with. So there's always a backup plan, because I don't want to put anybody in that situation or be in that situation. But yeah, I mean, I think getting to know your client and their needs, because all pets and clients, their needs are different. Dogs don't eat at the same time, do the same things, have the same routine in every household. So, um, we tailor it to what everybody's needs are. And we realize from the beginning that, that pet sit could be very different than the last. And that's okay. We're here to do whatever you need us to do to keep their routine as similar as possible. I won't say that it's always perfect, because there's some
Sure.
things that just, mom and dad do, but um, as long as the pets are happy, healthy, while their parents are away, I think that's the biggest goal for anybody going away. But um, we love what we do. We take pride in it, and We do have a really good pet sitting network in the area. So if I'm possibly or my team is not a good fit or we're booked, we do network with other sitters. And, the goal at the end of the day is to help the people find uh, pet sitters and Palm Coast kind of work together and try to, say who's available and then pass that information along just because it makes life easier. And we know we
Yeah,
can trust each other. So it's
definitely.
it's amazing.
Yeah, that's so awesome. I'm
My
so
dog
glad,
is
and I
gross.
know
Sorry.
yeah, no, you're good. I'm pretty sure I caught all the words. It gave me the rest of them, which was great. But
Okay.
I think that's really awesome that you guys have that network and you guys have that support. So it gives everyone kind of the peace of mind because I know especially when you're new to a place and maybe you do have to go away or something's happening with work, to be able to say, oh well, who's like someone I can trust with something like this? And I know from a lot of people that we worked with, like Jeff Saul mentioned and Jonah McManus, who's also in podcast, they both met with you and they both really enjoyed your services. It's like we don't like to put our pets, like we don't trust a lot of people with them, but they know Lauren, you've done an amazing job and they always go back. So I think that's a huge testament. And those, people that I personally know that have really enjoyed your services. Unfortunately, I don't really have a pet
Yeah.
to start. I have a younger brother if you want him. Uh,
Oh, we take kids in sometimes too. I have a 12 and a 14-year-old, so there's always
yeah,
friends around and things like that. So you never know.
yeah. I've been using that joke since I was like 7.
Yeah, I love
It's the best one. But
it.
Lauren, thank you so much for the time today. I really appreciate it. It was such an honor to have you come on and share about what you're doing because you're a really amazing contact and person to know here in podcast. So, what's the best way people can reach out if they wanted to learn a little bit more about you and see if this may be a good fit?
So you can visit my Facebook page, Professional Pet Services, or if they want to call or text me, my door. And thank
Of
you for having me. I
course.
appreciate your time, and it's always wonderful to talk to you and
Thank
see
you.
you in your element. So you're so
Right.
wonderful. So thank you.
Thank you. Well, thank you again for coming on. I really appreciate it. And I appreciated everything that you shared with me today. It's been a lot of fun. And to everyone listening, thank you so much as well. I really appreciate you, and I will see you next time. Bye.